Hello and welcome back to my channel, Catholic Homebody, where I talk about all things home. I'm Roxanne and I'm going to be giving you a homeschool without a room tour. So I've been homeschooling for over 8 years now, which is totally mind-blowing. And I have 7 kids, ages 12 down to 7 months old. And this year, 4 of them are school age. And we actually used to have a designated homeschool room, which was our small basement. And I had it set up like so cute. And there are so many pros to having a designated homeschool room, but right before I had my 7th baby in November, I decided to move everything out. I did not want a homeschool room, and I guess we could thank crazy nesting hormones maybe. But anywho, I just decided I didn't want a homeschool room anymore. I rather just, school in our home, like not have to be confined to one area. And you can check out my blog post where I describe in more detail why I decided to not have a schoolroom and how I wanted to focus more on an educational atmosphere. The link to that will be in the description below. You could also check out how my homeschool room was set up. So we now have 2 main areas of our house where we do our homeschool. We have my dining room and then my living room. First, I'm going to show you my dining room. So this is our dining room, and we do some of our homeschooling here. I love schooling here at this table because my kids could comfortably spread out. We could all fit here very nicely. They could, have plenty of space to really spread out their schoolwork. It also helps with some of that sibling bickering of oh, so-and-so's touching me and a little bit, but it's also really nice because my little ones, they often want to do school too with their big siblings, so they could also comfortably sit here with the elders. And I just really enjoy doing our schoolwork mainly here at the dining room table. And then over here we have our maps. We reference often the different places that are mentioned, especially in our books or stories and stuff. We have these 2 vintage school desks that we got. I actually just got this one from our local thrift store for only $9 a week ago. And this one is for my 2-year-old Roman, and he has a little bin here that holds his books. He's got a notebook that he could scribble in, and some workbooks that I've accumulated throughout the years for when he wants to do school. And his bin is just kept here. And then this one is for my 4-year-old, and his has also some workbooks and a notebook, a folder for him to keep any of his pictures that he draws, and a letter flip chart that's from The Good and the Beautiful. We have this chalkboard that was downstairs that I'm not sure where to put it now, or if we're going to put this up. I'm just still debating on whether or not to keep this or not. And then I have this freestanding heavy-duty dry erase board. This is one of my favorite things that I have for homeschooling because I've never really had a dry erase, like wall space for a dry erase board. And so I could still have a nice size heavy duty dry erase board without, you know, permanently affixing it to the walls. And this does adjust, I can make it higher. My littles love just like scribbling on that. And then we have this play kitchen in here. This is eventually going to go into our kitchen. And then I do have this pocket chart that I got for like $1 or $3 at Target last year. It's not set up, but I'll eventually be setting this up. And that is this side of our dining room. So we actually just built these built-ins a couple months ago, and I absolutely love them. It has given me so much homeschool storage space. And here in this cabinet, I have a paper organizer that I like to use for some cardstock. I have my printer paper, and then in the bottom here is just some basic line paper. I have a banker box here where I keep all of our extra homeschool supplies, such as extra folders, some notebooks and binders. And then this banker box here has all of my extra arts and craft supplies, things like some tissue papers in here, some contact paper. And so anytime that we just have any extra arts and craft supplies, I'll be sticking it in this box. So this cabinet here is what I like to call the littles cabinets. This is where I store everything that will hopefully keep the little ones occupied while I'm trying to teach the big ones. So in here I have a container where I like to keep Play-Doh. Play-Doh is a big hit for my little ones. This will actually keep them occupied for more than 2 seconds. Then I have another bin here that has some miscellaneous keep busy things, like I have a couple of number erasers and some alphabet tracing in the sand little kit that I got from Target, and along with some other little like activity packs. I also will have some board games for like the littles. Like here I have like a little Boggle Junior, and then this is also where I keep my math manipulatives. The goal is to have more things to keep them busy, hopefully more like educational Montessori type things, and all of those stuff will be stored in this littles cabinet. And then these middle drawers here is where I have our table linen, so nothing really like homeschool related in here. This middle drawer is just where I keep our extra diapers and wipes for those who are still in diapers. And then this bottom drawer has our portable DVD player and all of our educational CDs and DVDs, like our Matthew C DVDs, and all of our Latin DVDs are in here. The portable DVD player is just really nice to have, especially because we don't have a TV here in the dining room. And especially like things like Latin and math, those do rely on video DVD. So it's just really convenient to have a portable DVD player in here. And just to the right of those middle drawers is my teacher cabinet. And in here I have this file organizer. This is where I store any of our completed work throughout the year. And then I also have all of my girls' future schoolwork that will eventually be going in their open and go folders. And then I also have this cubby bin here. This is where I store my teacher binder. I have also any teacher's manuals that I'll need to reference often. Those will go in here, and also like our spelling wisdom binder is also in here. But yeah, this is just all of the things that me as the teacher will need to grab pretty often. And this is the teacher cabinet. And lastly, we have this cabinet right here where I keep my camera equipment and filing bin. Also, there's a bag here that I stick mail in that I'll eventually need to get through later. But yeah, that's pretty much that. And for the drawers, over here, I have any pens and markers. This is some washi tape, and back here is also a box of washi tape, some lens wipes, my notepads, a Bluetooth speaker, and some index cards. I keep my homeschool bullet journal in here. This one is from last year, and this one is my new one. If you're interested in seeing how I set up my new homeschool bullet journal, you could check out my video. And then this drawer is all of my office supplies, like my hole punchers, paper cutter, stapler, some tape. This is just an organizer with like some paper clips, binder clips, some book darts, staples. And then this is where we keep our markers, crowns, and colored pencils. I like to just organize these in these like cheapy pencil cases. And then we have like some flashcards here, like some spelling rules, some numbers. And this last drawer is where I keep our paints. These jars are for water for when they do painting. And here's their paintbrushes. All of their painting supplies are all ready to go right here. This is just some extra printer ink. This is where my dry erase markers go. And here's some glue and extra crowns. And that's it for the drawers. So on top of the built-ins, we have my printer. This is a homeschool organizer where I'm going to keep all of our pencils. Here's like a pack of crowns. I'm going to have a bunch of kid scissors and glue sticks and other just the daily homeschool supplies that we use in here. And the nice thing about this is I can easily just carry this over to the table when we need it. And this I actually got from Hobby Lobby a few years ago. I think they still sell this actually, but this is a pencil sharpener. We got this off of Amazon. I am so glad that we invested in a better quality pencil sharpener because we go through pencils so much that we really needed a good quality pencil sharpener. And the shelves here are mainly just decorative stuff. I will put some of our homeschool books over here. Like right now, this is our Grammar for the Well-Trained Mind, our Grammar for the Well-Trained Mind resource books. And then over here is our computer setup. And the shelves above here is just, again, decorative. That's where we hold some of our mail, stuff, and this is just a junk basket. I got this organizer real cheap at IKEA, and this is any of the school stuff that I need to go through and maybe organize. This is my business stuff. This is just random home things. And here is where my kids will put any of the drawings that they do or any of their artwork that they don't want to throw away, along with any schoolwork that I need to grade. Goes in this bottom shelf for them. And that's just a calendar. And that's the top of the built-ins. So funny thing now, but not so funny thing in the moment, is when we were actually in the middle of building these built-ins, we came across a pipe leak in our foundation, which resulted in us having to reroute all of our plumbing, which resulted in all of these major holes throughout our dining room and main floor. So that explains why there's holes. But next to the hole in the wall is our homeschool carts. So this one here is Bradley's, and he's my middle schooler. And because he does the majority of his studies independently and he has a lot more books, he has his own cart. I got this one from IKEA. And on the top, we have his narration notebook, a grid notebook for his math. This is his IEW writing curriculum. This is his grammar and then Latin. I like using magazine holders to be able to better separate his stuff. And I got this as like an 8-pack for really cheap off of Amazon. And you know, it came in like a black and white. The girls are using the white, Bradley's is the black ones. And then the middle shelf has his book of centuries, his science and religion. His history and other religious books are still coming in. We're waiting on those. So this middle drawer is just going to be mainly history, science, and religion. He's still finishing up his Matthew C. Zeta, but pretty soon all of his math will be done on the computer. And there's nothing here. This cart here, I absolutely love how this one is wider. This is the girls, because I find it very awkward to fit larger books on the middle shelves. All of their main stuff is here at this top. This is Genevieve's section and her folder and notebook, her reader. This is her open and go homeschool folder and her religion, narration notebooks, and then her grammar. This is Katiri's open and go homeschool folder, a notebook, grammar, a reader, and then this one's Avila's, same. And then their open and go homeschool folders all contain all of their language arts and math, along with their handwriting, and Genevieve's has her IEW stuff in it. I created these open and go homeschool folders using these classification folders, so that way the majority of their daily must was all in one spot, and they could just easily grab these folders when it was time to do school. And you can check out my video where I talk about more about this and how I've set these up. The link to that would be in the description below. Their middle shelf here, on this side is all of the stuff that we're going to be doing together. So this middle shelf here is all of my girls' studies that they do all together. So history and science. And then this here is all of Kateri and Avila's shared things, like little mini book readers, some phonics cards, another reader, and then in the very back is their religious books. And I am using these cool Target desk organizers that I got for only $3 as like a 3-pack. And all of their books, at least that I'm using this for, fit very nice in here, and it helps me be able to keep this middle drawer a little bit better organized. These little flashcard boxes I actually got from Target in the like dollar section. And then this is just a toy basket. My kids are always leaving toys all over the house, so I like having baskets like these all throughout my house. And then these are the like catch stray toys, you know, baskets. And this bag here is where I have all of my family's read aloud stuff that is basically our take of a morning basket. I just don't like calling mine a morning basket because it's not a basket, and we don't do our read alouds only in the morning. And I know it really doesn't matter, but I feel weird calling it a morning basket when it's not done in the morning or in a basket. But yes, this is where I keep my family read alouds. This is just all the books and things that we're going to be reading to the whole family all together. And I like to keep this here on the side. So this is my homeschool setup here in my dining room. Now let's go check out my homeschool space up in my living room. So here's my homeschool space here in my living room. And a big goal was I wanted to still make sure that my living room looked and feel like a living room and not be totally overrun with homeschool stuff. However, I do have this small table, and I got this from IKEA. It was actually a Mother's Day gift, and it has been just really nice to have a table here for when we do school. Usually I'm only homeschooling one kid at a time here because it is so small. It's hard for me to work with multiple kids here at this table, especially if I have like a kid that's working on math and they have like math manipulative spread out, and another kid trying to also have, you know, like science and their workbook and a notebook. It's just too much to fit multiple kids really here. So usually if I am only working with one kid here, the others are just hanging out and playing over on this side until it's their turn to do school with mommy. And one thing that I knew for sure when we moved everything out of our basement was I wanted my books to be here in the living room. So all of our bookshelves are right on this side of our living room, and I love having all of my books here in the main area of our house because I believe it really encourages a love of reading to have our books where we are always at in our house. The way that I have my bookshelves organized is these two shelves here are curriculum that we are not currently using. This is going to be a little nature shelf. We're going to have our little nature journals we're going to keep here, along with any little nature finds like sticks and rocks. That's usually what it is. And these are our nature books. This is some science curriculum. This is my shelf. These are the books that I'm currently reading. And the bottom shelf is where I have like a couple toddler puzzles. And this is our library bag. And this is just the designated library book stuff. Any of our school stuff that does come up here will just go on these two cubbies. These are some more of my books. This is a junk container, so any random junk and stuff, instead of things just getting thrown on the shelves, just throw miscellaneous stuff into this. And then this shelf is mainly all of our virtues and habit training books. I got this Home Sweet Homeschool sign from Hobby Lobby, and it actually fits here perfectly, and I'm glad that I got it, but I thought it would just been really cute to have a little homeschool decor. These are the majority of our Catholic adult books, and these are all of the Catholic kid books that we have. These are more of our classics. This is mainly our beginner readers, beginner chapter books. And this is mainly just picture books. And then these two baskets here are more like baby board books. And that's pretty much our loosely organized bookshelves. And right next to my bookshelves is my little reading corner. This is a couch that we had gotten a few years ago off of Facebook Marketplace. And it is really old but super comfortable. And although I would like to think that this is my own little special place for just mommy, my kids do like to read here. And then I have this antique secretary desk that sometimes my kids, especially like my oldest, he'll sometimes do some of his schoolwork there. And then this side is where our couches are. We will do some of our school here on the couch, especially if we're not feeling well, or, you know, if I'm pregnant and miserable or nursing a new baby, and our toys are over there. We also do a lot of our family read alouds here in the living room, because I feel like there's no other comfortable place other than getting nice and cozy here on the couch to do our family read alouds. So we usually keep our family read aloud bag up here, either on the bookshelf or on the fireplace. And that's my homeschool setup here in the living room. So that concludes my Homeschool Without a Room tour and how I've set up my homeschool spaces in both my living room and dining room. Please give this video a like and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.